Hey, what's going on? My name is Jon Torgeson, and I am on staff at a church in the Midwest in Kansas City. The church is called Summit Park Church, and I'm the connections pastor, but I oversee the students. And I just want to take a minute and kind of introduce myself a little bit, hear what the church has done. And so we launched Summit Park Church about 4 years ago. So my lead pastor, he was feeling the call to move from James River Church, where a lot of our staff was on staff at. So we're at James River in Ozark, Missouri, and the worship pastor, Scott Obremski, he felt the call to start a brand new church in Kansas City. And my wife and I was crazy enough to go with him. And we've been here from day one at Summit Park. And we launched with 300 plus people on the very first Sunday. And we were portable for the first 2 years. Portable meaning we would set up and we would tear down in a gymnasium every single Sunday, in the rain, in the cold, in the summer, sunshine, all of it. We did that, and then we outgrew that space. We were about 600 people in the first 2 years. Then we got a new building, renovated it, and we're still there now, and we're overseeing about 1,500 people weekly in attendance. And we just had our recent Christmas services, had over 2,000 people come on a weekend with 5 services. So God is doing some really amazing things here in Kansas City, and I want to take a minute and just kind of talk about what it's like as a youth pastor to start from scratch. What it's like when you have nothing. Maybe you're a church planter, you're a part of a church plant, or maybe your church, you feel like you're starting from scratch with your youth. I want to take just a quick minute and talk about what does that look like. And I really want to talk about kind of having 3 qualities of being a good leader in the beginning phase. So 3 qualities of being a good leader in the beginning phase. And so say whatever phase you're at, if you're starting, the first quality I want to talk about is being patient. Being patient. I know that's so simple, but man, when you start from scratch, you're going to have patience, because I don't know about you, but I can get really ambitious and believe God for big things, and you need to do that. But be patient in the process, meaning you're not going to have 100 students your very first youth night. I know that might sound crazy, but it's realistic. You're not going to have 1,000 students the very first night. You might have 5, you might have 7, you might have 20. But I want to encourage you, as a leader, to understand, to be a good leader in the beginning, I need to have patience. That God, He's the one who builds His church. He's the one who builds His youth group. And so I need to be patient. Because in the beginning, if I can, from my own experience, our very first ever student event we had 8 students. I was thinking 20 would have been awesome, but we had 8. And I remember I could either in that moment get really discouraged, get really upset, or just understand, you know what? It's going to take some time. And when you start in the very beginning, a youth group, or you rebrand, all that, you got to understand it's a process. And so you as a leader, you need to be patient. And as well, so that way you can lead your own leaders. I've had leaders come up to me and kind of be like, man, where is everybody? And you even have to teach them in that moment. Say, hey, we've been in church for 3 months. It's okay. People in the community don't even know we exist yet. We're doing the best we can, but we need to have patience and understand it's a process. So the first quality is be patient and teach patience to your leaders. The second quality to being a good leader in the beginning is having belief. You need to be able to believe God for great things. Meaning, don't be easily discouraged by small beginnings. Don't be easily discouraged by only having 8 students at your first group. So you might have 20 or whatever. You need to have a sense of belief that, you know what? This is God's church. I am called by God. He has put me in this position, and He is going to do great and mighty things. And He's going to help us and my leaders to change students, to help them find and to follow Jesus. So you as the main leader, you need to believe God is going to use you, and God's going to grow your student ministry. He's going to grow your leadership team. Because if you don't believe it, if you don't have that sense of belief, you are going to be frustrated all the time. You're going to be easily discouraged all the time at every event. But if you say, you know what? No, God, He is building something here, and I need to believe it. I need to believe in my leaders. I need to believe in my students who I have right now, and I need to believe for the students who are going to come. So I want to encourage you. Have a sense of belief when you are leading in the very beginning. And then the last thing, the third quality, is love people. The early stage, man, you need to be able to love people like crazy. So meaning you're not loving production. You're not loving the lights and the sounds and the speaker systems that you have. No, you are loving people. And that is going to go a long way. When you're meeting parents for the first time, when you're meeting visitors for the first time, when you're meeting students who are trying to figure out, is this my new church home? You need to say, I'm going to love you like crazy. I'm going to love you as a leader. I'm going to love your family. I'm going to love you as a student. Why? Because God loved us. Why should we love people? This is very simple, I know. But sometimes students can be hard to love. If you have a sixth grader in your youth group, you know they can be hard to love sometimes. But you need to love students like crazy. Whether they're in 12th grade or in 6th grade or in 5th grade, you need to love them because God has loved you. And so I don't know what phase you're at, but if you are in the beginning phase, I know this ministry, these videos are to help you on how-tos, and those are kind of some quick things that I wish somebody told me early on. So I hope it encourages you, and I hope it blesses you. Thanks for watching.